I'm back.
Every time I walk out that door, every time I interact with anybody new, my purpose is to help change.
It's time to celebrate life. If you know that you're in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know you want better for your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you have what it takes to be in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you are not just trying to be good for you, but for those around you, it's time to stand up. As a matter of fact, look to the person to your left and tell them you are enough.
I want to help you change, and just like you change, every time I interact with somebody, they help me change. It's no different than if I met an individual and they had 4 quarters and they needed change, or if I had $1 and they had 4 quarters, I need to change. We can swap the money. The value is still the same. They still got $1, I still got $1, but we both exchange something, and it was a change for both of us. So every time I walk out that door, I inspire to help change lives just as much as lives have changed me.
Y'all been listening to the wrong people, watching the wrong things all your life, and it's time to put to rest all those negative thoughts, because you are enough. It's time to put to rest that self-doubt, because you are enough. It is time to get rid of that negative energy, because you are enough. It is time to stop listening to people that don't have the best interests of you and your life, because you are enough. So let's have a moment of silence. I want everybody to understand that you are the person that's in charge of your life. Everything that you have inside of you to be who you're supposed to be in life. You have a destiny, and that destiny can only be accomplished through you, by you, and only you, with the help of God. When you realize that you are the person you are, because you're not a carbon copy, there's only one you. They try to put you in a box. Society tries to put you in a box, but you can't be in a box. How can you be in a box when there's only one you? But then they tell you, think outside the box. What I'm trying to get you to understand is there is no box.
I want to pass on the things that I have to the generations behind me. By the time it's time for me to get called home and go to the grave, I want to be empty. I believe in bankrupting the cemetery, so I can't take this knowledge with me, because the cemetery is already full of brilliant ideas and unwritten books and innovative ideas. I can't take this with me, so I'm trying to leave it all here as Billy Graham Jr. to the next generation so somebody else can carry it on.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, I have missed you all. It's been a long 2 weeks not being able to talk to the Billy Graham Jr. family. Man, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that everybody is able to join in. And man, we're going to have us some fun tonight. We got to make up for the missed time that we had, the time that we weren't able to have a conversation with each other, because I'm back now. And man, the young lady that I have for you tonight, she's going to have you ready to get on a plane and go travel the world, see things that you've never seen before, because she's just that good at what she does. She is the owner of Judy's Travel Adventure, where they are committed to creating an amazing experience for you. Amazing experience, one experience at a time. She hails from Pittsburgh. We won't jump into Pittsburgh just yet. I know we had a Steelers fan not too long ago. Had to bring you another one, but we're going to let her make it with that. But we still love her. I have to bring you the one, the only, the amazing Miss Judy Smith. Hey.
Hey there. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing amazingly. I am amazingly blessed. I'm doing blessed.
Oh, I like that. Amazingly blessed. Amazingly blessed. I love it. Now, I already told everybody that you're from Pittsburgh, so we won't beat up on you too much around here, Steelers fans. But please tell
Please
us.
don't do that.
I'm not going to. I promise you, I won't. Not today. I'll do it. I'll save it for another day. But please tell the listening audience, who is Miss Judy Smith?
Well, Judy Smith is a mother. I'm a grandmother. I am a business owner of 2 businesses. I'm an author. I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the Delmarva Florida fan. I'm actually a cheerleader. I have 2 amazing daughters, wonderful son-in-law, amazing friends around me.
You said you're a grandmother.
I am.
When did you start having kids? 12?
Flattery will get you a lot of places. I do. I have a 5-year-old granddaughter and a 7-year-old granddaughter.
Wow, I never would have guessed that. You know, they say black don't crack. You're looking good over there. I wouldn't have never guessed that. But you said you had 2 businesses. I knew about the travel agency. What's the second business?
The other business is a network business. But I network. My network business is market travel. So I run an amazing team, make serious money doing that, and then marketing that travel.
So how did you get into travel?
Well, I was a flight attendant once. Travel has just been a passion of mine, and I once was a flight attendant, and that just heated up even more. One of my very good friends, Homo, who lives here in Georgia, who's now my director, introduced me to this business, and it was travel that got me here. So this owning this network business was sustaining the cheapest here.
So travel, it seems like to me, travel's been in your blood for a while.
It has.
How did you get started as a flight attendant? I'm just curious to know, because I like to travel. I never actually thought, like, what does it take to be a flight attendant? I know once what I see on the plane while I'm sitting there, all the help that the lovely flight attendants do. But what makes one go say, I want to be a flight attendant?
Well, because one, I love to travel, and being a flight attendant at that time was my fun job. That was going to be the ultimate fun job, right? After being in corporate America working, and actually, because I just started my natural journey at that time, I really didn't think that I would get hired. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try anyway. Because once they interview me, they will not be able to deny me, locks and all. So guess what? I got the job.
Now
today it's changed today. Natural is the way.
Now you know we couldn't let it go by. I'm sorry. We got to know some of these flight attendant secrets. What's some of the secrets that flight attendants have? Because I know they have some, because I watch them on the plane. What are some of these flight attendant secrets that you're willing to let out the bag?
There's really no secret to being a flight attendant. That's one of those jobs you really have to love, right? You have to love people, being around people, talking to people. I absolutely loved it because, I was that person that tell people, welcome aboard, and tell them they were going to Hawaii, and yet they were going to Chicago. And I love watching the faces. I was always messing with people. But there's really no secret to being a flight attendant. It is long hours. It is a lot of walking. You really do need to be physically ready for stuff. And you never want to do it.
So
it was a fun job.
So you love, that's one thing that's good to know. You have to love what you do. But now I want to know, well, everybody wants to know, what's one of the craziest things you've seen as a flight attendant?
There's people who drink and they want to get on the flight, and they want to get up, they don't want to get, people don't want to listen. There's someone who went into labor on flight. That was pretty interesting. We had to do emergency landing for that.
Wow.
People don't realize when we tell them to put the seatbelt on how important it is with that turbulence. Because you literally are in thin air. So if we're in turbulence and the plane will go down and that's how you're steering for that salute, that's because if you're in thin air and you're not going to seatbelt, the plane can actually
Huh.
Nothing really super crazy. I really like doing that. But I had daughters in high school, so I had to go get another job. We were really present for them, and I was gone a while, so that just didn't work out for me.
So now, as somebody that travels a lot, that used to be a flight attendant, is there times that when you're traveling, you're like, oh, they're not doing this right, or they need to do this, or what's taking them so long to? Are you able to pick out those little quirks that kind of might drive you up a wall as you're sitting in the seat now watching them?
You froze on me, so you may have to say it again.
So now that you're one of those individuals that are no longer a flight attendant, you do most of the traveling, you're in the seat now. Is there times when you're sitting there watching the flight attendant, or you want to need something, or watching how they're working, you're like, come on, you're not doing it right, or you should do this?
Yeah, I do. I am a critic of that. And actually, I am no longer a rule, try to break any of the rules either. I love watching the speeches. I love watching the personalities as they flow with the crowd, right? So I'm always listening to that. And after that, I'm going to speak.
Like, I don't have to work no more. I don't walk these aisles no more.
I'm getting ready for where I'm about to be. So I'm going to get some rest. But yes, I do. And I'm always impressed by them. I'm always impressed by their experience, how they talk. And yes, I sit there and just watch. And most of the time, I'm
So how does one make that transition? What about when you're a flight attendant said, you know what, I love, because obviously you love to travel and you're a flight attendant. What made you turn your focus on not just being a flight attendant, but helping others start to travel?
Well, it kind of fell in my lap. I tell you, I always thought that I always wanted to be a travel agent, actually. And I even, raised my hand to volunteer at some of the different travel agencies. They wanted you to have all this experience, and I thought, really? And so when the opportunity came to me, like I said, one very good friend from Good Purpose Bank. Her name is Mary Coleman. She's now the director inside of our organization. She said, Kim, you always going somewhere. I got something for you when you get back from Punta Cana. Because I was on my way to Punta Cana for a girls' trip. And I was like, all right, so she invited me. And out of courtesy, I was like, man, you talking about travel? Oh, just talking about music. So it was a no-brainer for me. I mean, it really was a no-brainer. And, our founder, CEO, Mr. Donald Bradley, put this dynamic plan together so that ordinary people like me can make unordinary income and then turn around and share it with somebody else and get paid off of 7 streams of income, book travel, and go all over the world. Let me tell you, if you travel, you should own it.
Hold on, because you threw that out there, and we're not letting you go with that one. You said streams of income, and that's music to many of our ears. Not only making money, but you're saying making money while we're traveling and seeing the world.
Listen, you can become a travel professional, earn commissions off yourself and others, become a travel professional, and travel from the inside. You are traveling outside. I'm traveling from the inside, the secrets of all the different suppliers I have access to around the world, Delta, United, American, you name it, the cruise ships. I'm on the inside now. So I am a travel professional.
I love it. Dr. Carla, I love it.
Yes, and I'm ever so thankful because God puts us in the right place at the right time and the right people around us. And I think right now is exactly what I'm supposed to do.
You are exactly where you're supposed to be. You are right about that. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And at this very moment on this TV show, since you're right where you're supposed to be, can you please explain, teach, or give us some snippets? How does somebody get on the inside like you? How do we become a travel agent?
Oh, that's very, very, very easy. You just contact me, DM me, Judy Smith with an I, and I will get you started. I'll send videos. We have Zoom 3 days a week. We'll show you the whole own website, which is Travel with Judy Smith. I'm on my Facebook page, Travel with Judy Smith, Judy's Travel Adventure. I'm on YouTube, Travel with Judy Smith, Judy's Travel Adventure. You can find me all over the media.
Now, we can find you all over social media, and it sounds like we can find you all over the world, going in the friendly skies, selling on cruise ships, any kind of way you can get it, you're gonna get it. But now I have to ask this question. With traveling around the world, what would you say as a whole people are missing by not traveling?
You know, travel is a life experience. One thing about travel, it makes you flow, right? It takes you out that box of your everyday. When you start to travel different places, you will really humble yourself and really realize there are people out there that are much greater. There are people who are places. Travel is healthy. Travel, I think travel is really about 120. You know, just culture, learning about different people's culture makes you a better person. At least it has for me. Just recently, I traveled to Africa for 4 weeks, and I did have the pleasure of serving in Africa. And I'm telling you, one thing about that trip over in Africa, I don't think my life will ever be the same. I really don't. Most people are not walking around with bones in their nose and straw hurts right now. Travel it teaches you, it educates you, it humbles you, it makes you be, very grateful, right? To be able to just eat with, break bread, with dance with, pray with people around the world. And you wouldn't know that unless you tried.
So I had the pleasure of just returning from Africa myself for my third time going. And you say, because you just spent 4 weeks. I haven't spent 4 weeks yet. That sounds amazing. Because you said the culture. What are some of those? Let's start with Africa. Let's start with Africa. What are some of those myths that we can debunk? I remember, like, for me, like, people were like, oh, they don't stay in huts and they don't do this. And I'm like, no, there's a lot more going on in Africa than you think. But that was coming from me. What are some of those myths that people might think of when you say like Africa that are not necessarily true or may be true that you've seen and witnessed during your 4 weeks while you were there?
Well, one of the things traveling to and traveling back from, I was a little scared because I traveled right in the midst of COVID. But I'll tell you something, it was so safe. They practiced safeness, the mall. They washed your hands, the temperature in the mall of Africa. They breathed you. They taught you how to breathe in, right? Coming from where I'm from, you walk up to people and say, hey, where's the dress? When I learned quickly that they like to be greeted first before they say anything. Hey, ma'am, how are you doing? So that was very nice to learn and actually using that shoes because it's just respect. When I went into the mall of Africa, I wasn't expecting to see all of the major designer stores.
Yeah.
I would love shopping in Africa. And then the money, man, I was falling on purpose. Goodness, $400 went so far. You hear, and it's easy to $50 when you're drinking a good deal. There, that was equivalent to about $15.
Yep.
On a good week, I was able to get on my website and book excursions and more excursions and more excursions because that dollar went so far. I was literally all over Africa. I thought I was going to do 1 or 2 excursions, but I said, let me get on my website. Got on my website, man, I was in Cape Town, I was in Waterfront, I've seen up on Table Mountain. So, and the people were very friendly. And just like everywhere else, right? You got people everywhere. There are traditional places in Africa where it's out of poverty. We have places like that. So it is a mixture of life. I tell you what, coming back, I was more scared to come back home
True.
Because I knew that our practices were really different. The masks, the washing of the hands, the going to the store to get the signatures, like I told you before. I was like, oh my goodness, we're not doing that. So when I got here, you know, I wanted to expect it, but I knew that wasn't going to
Nope.
It didn't happen.
I'm so glad you said that, because when I try to tell people, they think I'm crazy when I'm like, I promise you, when they're like, oh, be safe and watch out for this. And I'm like, nah, you should probably be telling me to be safe on my way back to coming home. Because when I was there, like just to walk into a building, they had like the little sanitizer stuff spraying on you. Like you have to go to almost metal detectors and you get checked going into everywhere. You got to put sanitizer on your hand, walking in and out of every store. And it's like, everybody's wearing their masks. Like I'm sitting there like, you don't realize like how you wouldn't think it, because if you only watch TV, that is, you wouldn't think it, but it's very sanitary. Like it's not what you would think. And I'm glad for you vouching for me on that. And you didn't even know you were vouching for me. But you did say something when it comes to traveling, and that's about getting outside of the box. And if you didn't watch the beginning, if everybody missed it, go back, watch the beginning of the video with the intro. I am very keen on telling people that there is no box. The world has put us in a box. Society has put us in a box. And that box causes us not to see outside of the box. You would think nothing's going on in the world outside of America if you've never been, besides what they tell you on the news. And you just heard Miss Judy tell you in Africa, not only was she there 4 weeks, she was more worried about coming back than she was staying there. And she probably wants to move there ASAP. See, as soon as she can. But with that being said, what other places have you been besides Africa? You said you touched on culture, and I'm real big on culture because I think that's one of the biggest issues that we have in America. It's all around the world, but in America specifically, with that culture and diversity and inclusion. But you just told us about Africa. What is somewhere else that you've been where the culture was not what you would think it'd be based on how it's portrayed in America or on TV?
Yeah, I've traveled the Caribbean, and just for example, I've been to Jamaica so many times I can't even count. And I've watched that culture shift, right? I've watched it when, service was off the chain. But as the world changes, so did they, right? And for some reason, we wanted to keep that service and keep those people in the box because we felt like but then it was also nice to see they want that so that they are able to there are changes around the world, spreading and changing real time. Right? So I love going to Jamaica because I love being around people. No disrespect and not prejudiced by any stretch of imagination, but I love brown people and seeing the culture and taking the food and the dancing because I love the dance. And just sitting down having conversation and learning about their learned behaviors versus our learned behaviors. Learning how they raise their children, how do they worship. And those are the things that help you to grow. And you get rid of a lot of the learned behaviors that you have and realize that life is about change, right? Life is about people changing. And when you see change and learn change, you change, right? Because we are our experience. And so as I experience traveling, even within the United States, going back home, Pittsburgh to Atlanta, and just go to different places, it's always a learning experience when you're around a person that you've never met before. You got to be open enough to want to learn, right? You can't go to these places. You got to leave your Atlanta at the door sometimes, or your American at the door, right? And can't be all, well, I'm from Pittsburgh, and we do it this way. No, you have to really humble yourself and learn what other people are doing, so that, right? You can bring in the knowledge, you can share the knowledge, you can teach the knowledge.
Oh man, So I'm not gonna let that one pass because you dropped a couple nuggets for everybody. One, you have to understand change. You can't become or get to where you want to be in life without understanding that change is necessary. And part of that change is, for one, understanding that you are not the only person in the world. It's people out in the world that can help you change and see things a different way if we just sit down and talk to each other. I haven't made it to Jamaica yet. That's on my to-do list. But you just made that, the different cultures, like you said, raising kids. You can learn something from another person. And being able to learn from others is how we all grow and become better. You just don't make up these rules and make up these things in your mind and just think that's the right way without talking and meeting others and learning and understand that there are other ways to do things. There's not just one particular way to make something accomplished. And Judy just told us she learned some of these things just during her travels. Because if you never leave your home city, state, your home, the country, you will never know what's out there for you. And I thank you for sharing that, because yeah, that's amazing to think about it. But you also said some other stuff that I want to ask the question. This, I don't know if I'm being personal, because I want to ask this question for myself more than anything. Have you seen anything like, because you know COVID's out there, are things getting better or worse for us traveling wise when it comes to COVID?
No, as a matter of fact, COVID hasn't stopped the thing.
Oh, really?
It actually has not, and I think that we are getting numb to it. Like, the airports are full. Business partners of mine are booking travel like crazy. I mean, we can't stop booking travel. Travel is the number one category research for on the internet. A lot of us are working from home, and we are still on that internet trying to figure out what we're going to do, right? We're on social media looking at other people's lives and saying, yes, I'm going to go there. So let me just go ahead and tell you, there are some people who are going to remain stuck. And I won't tell you that if you travel, you won't get it. But I can tell you, stay home, you can get it. So it's okay. I experienced it, but it wasn't because I was traveling. I experienced it right here. And I almost think I got in the grocery store.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is
I
hilarious.
mean, I didn't get it traveling. So I did my time, did my quarantine, got stuff together, and I can't wait to get back on sleep.
Well, I'm finna tell what you just said. Judy basically told y'all you can't live life in a guarded bubble thinking if I do this or don't do this, then it won't happen. And she said she got it. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're better now. Thank you, Jesus. I'm happy that you're better. But it's people getting it just sitting in their house, going to the grocery store. Don't let that be what holds you up from traveling. It's like anything else in life. You have to walk out there and put that foot forward, and with safety involved. Like, of course, like you don't just get in your car, drive 100 miles an hour and take your seatbelt off and turn the headlights off and drive in the dark. You turn your lights on, you got the seatbelt on, you do everything to be safe and precautious. The same goes with traveling. COVID, yes, my heart still goes out to all the families that are dealing with it, the families that have lost loved ones for it, but you cannot stop living your life. You have to get out there, continue to see the world, go see things. And the way you see it is by contacting Judy, because she's going to get you there, because she has the back door, she says. She has the back door. She knows how to get it now. Now, I have to ask, because you said when you were in Africa, you looked up.
I'm telling you something. We were talking about change. And as an entrepreneur in this business, especially the one that I am in, it's not just owning my own business and being with my team and the team and the leadership that's involved here. I never thought for sure that I would be learning as much as I want. Some people say, well, I don't know anything about network marketing. That should be one thing that scares people. They hear the word network marketing. What do they think? They think, oh, you is so kind of I'm like, yeah, no. So they don't realize that companies around the world and even the places that they work can network and market, right? I am in business with major business worldwide, so that definitely takes me out of the pyramid scheme. The team, the leadership, the leading, really, we report every month. Every month. And I can honestly tell you, I thought I was way too busy, but we have this problem to read and learn how better at what we're doing, how to be better as a person, how to be better as a professional, how to be better as a business person. And that has nothing to do with travel. That's just growing yourself, growing your mindset, right? And this company ain't who I'm partnering with is just so much more than travel. It's just so much more than making money. It's also helping people. So it's a business to help others change the trajectory of their life. You know what? People don't realize the company that they love so much. And I work for a great company, I love them, but I know when they tap me on the shoulder and they can, you gotta have that second source of income. What is it going to be? Do you have money to leave a legacy for your family? The business I'm doing right now will outlast me. Yes. So I now have an opportunity to leave residual income to my family, to my grandkids, like Michael Jackson money. So
I like that.
When people, if they just open their mind to look, it doesn't have to be travel, I'm just saying, to own their own business, to learn how to own it, to learn how to, right? Then you won't be so stuck. You will not be so stuck.
So for one, by you saying that, now I have to ask this question. And again, welcome to everybody that's just tuning in. We have Miss Judy Smith on here talking about travel. She's amazing information. Nicole has already chimed in talking about I'm enjoying my new journey and that she travels so much more now. And then, Ernest is in the building talking about he loves us. But I got to also, and thanks, Fish. I see my brother Fishburne. Fish, he coming in. Blessings to you too, brother. But I have to ask this question because you brought up another point that I'm glad you brought up about the second stream of income. And yes, we know there's multiple streams of income, but you said let's stick with travel because there's somebody out there that might be thinking about diving into the travel agency. You already have your one job, which is great, networking, corporate, like I get it. How do you find the time for the second job? Because that's what a lot of people always want to know. Like, how am I going to get a second job? I don't have time for this. I got family, this and that. How time consuming or how do you find the time to do travel on the side?
You just find it. For instance, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning where I'm used to getting up at 7. And I get up at 5 so I can we have a reading room to read at 6, right? I found time. You have to find your time. What are you doing? And the things that you're doing every day, is it encouraging? Is it, educational? Are you growing? You may have to miss a couple birthday parties, right? To line yourself up for the future. You may have to miss a few of a lot of things. So you have to ask yourself this question. What is important? What's important to you right now? Line yourself up so that you won't miss any more birthday parties, right? The other thing is, I work at part. You can work your business. You can give your business a serious hour. If you give your business an hour a day, really working an hour a day, you can do that, or 2 hours a day. So people think, 1, they don't have money to invest, and 2, they don't have time. I say, ask yourself, and what would you do all day? What did you do all week? And was it something that changed your life? Was it something that changed your life? Or did you give your time to other people, right? Because you didn't want to miss a birthday party, or because you didn't want to miss hanging out, right? And when you do that, really do an inventory of time in your life, I think you will hopefully start to realize they do that. They just have time.
Wow.
And money. Sacrifice is everything. When it comes to investing, when I got into this, I'm gonna be honest with you, for the low cost, I didn't even have it. But I decided to do my own hair and put some clear polish on my nails. I sacrifice, find it. You'll find it. Don't need dollars much. I don't know.
Oh no, I agree with you. And I don't know if y'all taking these nuggets and writing down what Miss Judy's telling you. To get the things that you want in life, the things that you know you deserve, there's gonna be sacrifices that must be made. You have to make sacrifices. I don't care who you talk to or who you think you might know. You ask anybody, and let's be honest, not that you're comparing yourself to anybody, but there are certain people that you've seen, whether it be on TV, your personal life, work life, that might be in a place that you want to eventually reach one day. Everybody has that. You can go ask that individual how they got there, and I bet you that they're going to align with what Miss Judy's saying about sacrifice, and things are going to take time. You have to manage where you put your time. I know for myself, I didn't realize my time that I was wasting until iPhone did an update and they just automatically started sending you, oh, you spent this many hours on social media this week. And I was like, are you serious? I spent almost a whole work day on. When they said one day it said 8 hours or something for the week. I said, I spent 8 hours this week on social media. You know what I could have done with 8 hours? And you heard Miss Judy say an hour or two a day. Now, with that hour or two a day, I want to know how much time, because I know you're all about helping people. How much time do you actually invest in a day with travel helping people?
Well, I do it part-time, so my evenings are spent on my travel business because, I'm hungry, and I'm just hungry right now. And when I say that, I mean I'm going to change the trajectory of my life and my family's life by sacrificing, not doing a lot of things that I used to do. And I probably work at 4 hours, sometimes 3 hours. There's days that I just don't work at all, right? Because sometimes you have to, give rest and things like that. But I'm totally addicted to a better life. I'm totally addicted to helping other people change the trajectory of their lives. I'm totally addicted to leaving a legacy for my grandkids. So that's my journey. That is just my journey. I'm addicted to the fact that Pastor Bernstein, our others in Georgia, plays with us all the time. I'm addicted to that kind of stuff, right? It's the good stuff. So not only am I making money, not only am I learning, I'm also getting raised on. I'm around people who believe in Lord Jesus Christ, not just anymore, but that's what it is. And so that's just it. Now, there are people who work an hour a day. There are people who may work it an hour a week. It just depends on your life and what you have going. And you make that schedule, but when you make the schedule, you just really blessed to be intentional about what you do.
Wait a minute. I can't let you go by that, because you said I'm addicted to a better life. And I must say I am addicted to a better life as well. And I say that for the simple fact of there's too many of us, and I've been guilty of this myself. We got comfortable with the good life. We're like, I know where I started from. I know what it was like growing up. And you get comfortable with your good life. And that causes you to stop striving and chasing the greatness that you could have. But along that line, I was just like Miss Judy. I was like, nah, it's more out there. I can get more. I deserve more. My family deserves more. The family coming behind me, the legacy I'm trying to leave, they deserve more. And it has to start with me. And I became addicted with wanting more, addicted with finding ways to make it better, not just for myself, but I call it my why, making life better for my why. I'm addicted to that. And so you're not alone. So if you're out there and you're wondering, how can you make things better? How can you find that thing that's not going to just make your life better, but others better? We're learning here first. Travel is one of the ways. Miss Judy does it part-time and she enjoys it. She's loving it. She's already saying how much it's changing her life, not just for her, but her family. The grandkids that I really don't even know how she has 2 grandkids, but that's a whole nother story. But maybe one day this new better life will get away from Pittsburgh so she can stop being a Steelers fan. But that's just me talking. I'm not gonna go no deeper than that. I'm gonna let her go. I said I was gonna leave her alone. I'm not gonna mess with her. So I gotta ask this question. I have to ask. So we're making this better life because we focus a lot of times on not just the money or not just the being better. Now that you're a travel agent, how have you used your skill set now to show your family another life? Because a lot of times people work, and then on the back end be like, I forgot I got to do this for the family. How have you already started using what you're doing now to show your family a better life?
Well, just showing them the grind is real, right? I'm showing them that the grind is real. They probably think I'm a crazy woman stuck behind a computer, always on Zoom, always reaching out to people. But this is a teachable moment, even when they don't understand what that looks like. Because one of the things that we were taught in school was to really own your own business. We were taught to go to school, go to college, get married, and get what? A good job. A good job. I will never be the CEO of the company I work for. It's never going to happen. I'll never own it. Okay? And I only get 2 weeks vacation a year. So, that might be great for someone else, but that's not great for me. So, to answer what I'm doing right now is seamlessly doing teaching my children, even when it doesn't go crazy. But after, being around so long, I watched them do me, right? Eventually they'll do me, right? The good mother, the good, wife, mother, whatever. And then, being an entrepreneur, owning your own business. They all are doing, good for themselves. But I think they're looking at the fact that entrepreneurship is a must. It's just a must.
Yes.
And they'll teach their children that. Their children will teach their children.
Me of all people, I totally agree that entrepreneurship is a must. Now I'm not saying, as you heard Ms. Judy say, we're not saying that you have to leave your 9-to-5 job. Not saying
this
that.
This is not quit your job day.
Yes. But we are saying that you need to have another additional source of income. Now, how you go get that? Some people go get 2 and 3 more jobs, but at the end of the day, you got to look at it. You're still working for another company that you're not, like Ms. Judy said, we're not going to be the CEO. So how can you leave 1, 2, 3 jobs behind with that legacy of what you remember? We said in the beginning, the kids are watching you. And so how do you leave something behind if all you're showing them is that you work, but you never have nothing of your own? Because COVID has showed us, we talked about COVID. COVID showed that when they got to lay you off, they have to put the business side of things first. And sometimes that requires them letting go of employees, no matter how good they are. And now you're back to square one. You cannot just have one source of income. You have to find those other things. And entrepreneurship, like Ms. Judy said, is one of those things. Because, hey, most of us, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be the CEO of that company that you're working for. So I know for myself, I'm going to be talking to you offline because I got to know some more, because I just happen to have a little bit of time on my hands. Not much. Don't tell Ernest that, because he'll be like, get back to work. But I think I got a little time on my hand that I can kind of squeeze in another venture of my own, legacy for the kids. But with that being said, I have to know, where are some of the places that you've traveled with your family to?
So my family, my daughter, I have 2 daughters. One is married, the other one is not. So the daughter that's married, they pretty much do their own thing. They travel, they try to get it in at least once or twice a year. Because really they can't keep up with me. You know what I mean? So just let them do their own. And so my other daughter, she is in the business, and so she's getting ready to position herself right now to do a little more traveling than she's done in the past. So I'm looking forward to all of us going on Disney, the Disney cruise, right? So as travel business owners, Disney celebrating her 100th anniversary, and for us as the insiders, man, the rates are outstanding. So I'm hoping that they want to do that for Christmas or Thanksgiving, take the baby on the Disney cruise.
You said something that just made me think of something, because I've heard you say insider. We've been saying insider. Are the prices that the insider sees, is that what you charge the offer to the client, or is that where you make the difference for where you make your money at?
When you travel as an insider, as a travel professional, as I do, a lot of resorts and ships around the world want you to come and try it out, right? So that's your educational cost, and my education cost is not what your cost, right? Okay. That's the cost of being a travel agent. So when I go, like I just got off the NSC for my birthday in December, I was able to go, have fun, try the food out, drink, entertainment, see what I liked about it, and that's traveling as an insider. Disney, I'll be traveling as an insider. I'll be at Disney. I'll be certified as a Disney travel professional, because a lot of the suppliers want you to be a professional, certified person of them, right? So you get certified to be a Disney specialist, and you go and you try Disney out and have fun on the inside.
I was wondering how that worked. So, hold on. If I'm not mistaken,
how can I tell you Disney if I don't go try it out? How can I tell you about the good food if I don't try it out?
So is it possible to become a travel agent and get the insider, but you might not make any business deals just to have the insider thing just for yourself? Even though
you will. So nobody wants you to just come and take a free ride. But because when people see you traveling, they'll want to do it. They'll want to do it. People see me on Facebook, they see all of us, my team going different places. How in the world are you traveling like that? And so I'm glad you asked. So we get to show them how we do it. We don't do it just for a free ride. We do it so that we can honestly share, right, what we've experienced in the places that we've gone to. But I'm sorry, we have to move on.
So how long does it take to become a travel agent?
5 minutes.
Oh, really?
You don't need a degree. You don't have to have special experience. Let me tell you something. We have on-demand training. We have live training. We have everything you need to make you a better travel person. And then that's up to you. So if you don't want to be certified in all these different areas, it's your time. Anywhere, you can train. You can train on different things at any time, because my time is not your time, right? So I can get up at 1 in the morning or 8 in the morning and want to become certified. Maybe I don't want to become certified. I'm still in business. I still have access to every major vendor worldwide in 20 countries. And I have business partners probably in about 7 states in the United States. So I'm not only do I grow my business here in Atlanta, I can grow my business in 20 countries.
Wow.
I got a hit on the UK, Usher, Ernest.
Exactly. Like we on our way.
We have a lot of departments in the UK.
So when you say department, so like if somebody met up with you and like, hey, I want to do travel agent, and they come under your team, how you said it, is it have to be based in a certain location, or are they able to work on your team from anywhere?
They want free, right? Like I said, I have business partners in 7 states. They work on their own time. They work from anywhere. No inventory, no quota, right? No investment. great education, on-demand training. We have a booking engine, a portal, where you can book themselves. You can help them to book their customize a trip that they will never forget. You have 7 streams of income for growing that team. It never stops.
So-
It never stops.
Okay,
It
so
takes 5 minutes to get into the system and join the business. The only thing missing on your website is your picture.
So I'm gonna ask the question because I'm pretty sure everybody got the same question that I have. How do you make the money from being a travel agent?
Okay, so if I go travel, I earn 70% to 80% commission off of the commission. Why? I sell most of the work. When I'm growing my team, if I bring a person, you tonight on my team, I'm gonna earn money. When you bring somebody, you're gonna earn money, and then I'm gonna earn money too. That's how whatever you or them, right? When you book travel, you're gonna get 70%, I'm gonna get 10%. Right? So it just goes on and on for the fact that I am positioning myself right now to become a director. That is 100 people in my organization. That's not 100 people that I'm holding by myself. That's 100 people that I bring in and everybody on my team brings in. And when I do that, I feel myself accountable, right? So it just doesn't stop. We have compressed matrix that is worth $4, so we're getting paid $4 after everybody in our organization as well. So those, when I say 7 streams of income, I'm telling you, it never stops. It just never stops.
Wow.
So you see why we don't leave. The only people that leave this company are people who never gave themselves a chance to actually see the data. Everybody else, they, I will not let my foot off the gas, Mr. Graham.
All gas, no brakes.
A whole bunch of lies.
Wow. Hold on. So I know I'm gonna be contacting you because this sounds very enticing. But that little meme with the boy doing like this, that's what it sounds like. So before I don't even go any further, but can you please tell, because I know how to contact you. I got you in my phone. You're finna hear from me real soon. But can you please tell people again, how can they contact you?
Yes. I'm going to give you my email address and I'm going to speak very slow. So it's Judy with an I, J-U-D-I Smith, O is in Oscar, G is in girl, L is in Larry, Judy Smith, OGL@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Judy with an I Smith. You can also find me on Instagram, Judy's Travel Adventure. You can also find me, I have my own website, which is Travel Judy Smith. Just inbox me, and when I tell you, because this is a lifestyle, this is not a place where you pressure you want it down. Let me show you the plan. You make an informed decision for your life. And I say, hey, thank you. You're either going to be my business partner, or hopefully you'll let me customize a trip for you that you'll never forget for the rest of your life.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna be talking to you about this because the wheels are turning. The wheels are turning. And
you know what else is fun? You know what else about this business? I get to sell Super Bowl tickets in all the major sports games that are out there, and concert tickets in the major sports arenas. Like for instance, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, so we have State Farm Arena. So I have my own Gold Judy Travel Adventure golden ticket, and if you're going to the Bowery, any concert, ballerina or play, but it has to be a major venue in any city, you can buy tickets off it. So forget about the TM, like the producer, I can't say that name. I'll be your new TM. Why not?
That.
That's what we're all things travel. You're going to use it, you might go own it.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? I mean, enough said. I don't know what else to say.
Well, I know for me, myself, I'm definitely going to be contacting you. And like Usher said, everybody gets paid. It's a win-win because I'm with Usher. I'm trying to make it rain. and thanks, Mom, for putting that in the feed, the Judy Smith OLG. she already got you. It's already up there. So they put it out there for everybody. And man, now I would be remiss, and everybody knows this about me. I cannot let you leave. Even though you've been dropping nuggets all night, you gave us wonderful information, stuff that many of us had no clue. Because if I knew this, I probably would have started doing this earlier. I knew about the multiple streams of income. I didn't know about this multiple stream of income, but now I do, which is why I'm going to be talking to you soon. But I cannot let you go without giving the audience, I don't care what it is, whatever kind of nugget you want to drop, to help them. Like you just said, you're addicted to the better life. Give us some nuggets. Give us anything to help us become addicted to a better life.
Well, first, you're going to have to find that spirit within. You cannot do anything in this life without God.
Amen.
I don't care. You just can't win. That's the first thing. The second is love yourself. You know, sometimes it's very hard as women, me, Asian woman. I found myself playing financial who I was. As a woman, as you get older, you start raising kids, children, marriages, all the different roles, lose who you are. And so find yourself, love yourself, pray, surround yourself around people who are winning, surround yourself around good people, and become that good person. So empower yourself, and don't keep it to yourself. Turn around and empower someone else. Let everybody do that. You don't just want to get paid. Everybody will do that.
Yes. Man. I couldn't have said it better myself. Because like she said, God has to be in everything you do. Because you say you want to win. God is not in the losing business. So you got to have him on your side if you plan on winning. And then on top of that, loving yourself. Because believe it or not, you are enough. No matter what the world might try to say, the box that they try to put you in, you are enough. Love yourself. Because that's the only way you'll be able to win is by loving yourself in that circle. We talk about circles all the time. You have to make sure you have the right circle. And don't just get the circle and you use the circle. Also be the great person in the circle. Notice I said great. I didn't say good because I don't know when everybody believed that good became great. You need to be that great human, that great person in the circle. Why? Because you love yourself and you got God walking with you as you move forward, and you and your whole team can win the same way Judy and her team is winning, because they winning and they making it rain and they popping collars as they do it. Well, not the Pittsburgh Steelers, but Judy popping collars. I'm sorry I let that slip out. But no. I have to tell you, Judy, like, I really do appreciate you for coming on. You gave us so much tonight. I appreciate you. So now don't go nowhere because I'm still going to want to talk to you after the show. But again, on behalf of everybody with the Billy Graham Jr. TV show and family, we thank you for being amazing and everything that you told us and gave us tonight. We thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're gonna bring you back on. We know you got some of those jewels and nuggets.
We gotta talk about my book.
Oh no, don't put that out there.
Talk about my book.
Tell us.
We'll do that for the next show.
Well, you still can give us the name of the book so we can go order it.
Okay, sure. So, Becoming Women of Wisdom.
Becoming Women of Wisdom.
Yeah. It is a book I wrote. Actually, I wrote this book to finance just to earn income and help women to understand that they are enough. Like when you start to lose yourself. It's a book collaboration with other women's stories inside of it. So it's the first one, and it's more to come.
Oh yeah, and we don't even have to worry about it because Ernest is gonna put the book in the comments and tell us how we can go get it, because that's how amazing he is. And we definitely gonna get it so that we can read it and be prepared the next time we have you on the show, because I'm going to want to talk about that book.
Okay. Awesome.
But again, and congrats on the book as well. I love that. I love when you, like we talked about it earlier, about knowledge, learning something, and not just learning, but you wrote it down and leaving it for the world, because, hey, that book is always going to be here. It's never going nowhere. You're leaving your nuggets for your legacy, and you wrote it down. I love it. I love it. I love it. But again, don't go nowhere. I'm going to talk to you in a minute. But thank you so much for being on the show. We greatly appreciate you. And man, she dropped nuggets on us. I don't know about y'all. Not only am I ready to travel, I'm finna look into this travel agency thing because, as Miss Judy said, we have to have multiple streams of income. And all we do on this show, we don't just bring people on for you to listen to them and have an hour out your life to learn something new. We want you to take these lessons, these nuggets, and apply them to your life. Miss Judy told us you need another source of income. This may be the one you're looking for. If this one doesn't fit, find another one. But first, talk to Miss Judy. She might have some more knowledge that she just hadn't had enough time to tell us, because I know I'm going to reach out to her. But again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm so happy to be back. I missed you all. I will be back again next Thursday, same time, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Don't miss it. I'm going to have somebody else for you. But until then, I want y'all to have a blessed week. Have a wonderful weekend. And as usual, I want you to live on purpose with purpose. And I'll see everybody next week.
I'm back.
Every time I walk out that door, every time I interact with anybody new, my purpose is to help change.
It's time to celebrate life. If you know that you're in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know you want better for your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you have what it takes to be in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you are not just trying to be good for you, but for those around you, it's time to stand up. As a matter of fact, look to the person to your left and tell them you are enough.
I want to help you change, and just like you change, every time I interact with somebody, they help me change. It's no different than if I met an individual and they had 4 quarters and they needed change, or if I had $1 and they had 4 quarters, I need to change. We can swap the money. The value is still the same. They still got $1, I still got $1, but we both exchanged something, and it was a change for both of us. So every time I walk out that door, I inspire to help change lives just as much as lives have changed me.
Y'all been listening to the wrong people, watching the wrong things all your life, and it's time to put to rest all those negative thoughts, because you are enough. It's time to put to rest that self-doubt, because you are enough. It is time to get rid of that negative energy, because you are enough. It is time to stop listening to people that don't have the best interests of you in your life, because you are enough. So let's have a moment of silence. I want everybody to understand that you are the person that's in charge of your life. Everything that you have inside of you to be who you're supposed to be in life. You have a destiny, and that destiny can only be accomplished through you, by you, and only you, with the help of God. When you realize that you are the person you are, because you're not a carbon copy, there's only one you. They try to put you in a box. Society tries to put you in a box, but you can't be in a box. How can you be in a box when there's only one you? But then they tell you, think outside the box. What I'm trying to get you to understand is there is no box.
I want to pass on the things that I have to the generations behind me. By the time it's time for me to get called home and go to the grave, I want to be empty. I believe in bankrupting the cemetery, so I can't take this knowledge with me, because the cemetery is already full of brilliant ideas and unwritten books and innovative ideas. I can't take this with me, so I'm trying to leave it all here as Billy Graham Jr. to the next generation so somebody else can carry it on.